Hello guys, this video will be a tutorial on how I made an XXXTENTACION song. I'll leave a link in the video so you can listen to the final result. So my reference into making this song would be the songs where he sampled Shallow Dynasty. He has a Carry On, Jocelyn Flores, and Everybody Dies in Their Nightmares. So if we're gonna make a beat like that, we're gonna have to get the sample first because the beat will revolve around that sample. So the sample I'm using is Tell Me Why I'm Waiting. Let's just drag that out to the composition. And this is how the sample sounds like.
Tell me why I'm waiting for someone that couldn't give a fuck about me. No, you wouldn't like that.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to loop this sample and have a perfect loop. If you just loop it like this, it doesn't sound right. So notice when I drop this sample, it puts the whole beat in the sample's tempo. This is its tempo right here, 130.56, and it's the same as the whole beat right here. So we're gonna warp this to get a perfect loop. First off, we want to put this in complex, because if you warp this sample in beats in its default setting, it's gonna sound choppy and weird. You don't want that so complex. So we'll make it sound much more nice. You want to make sure that it starts at the right time. There's a silence right here that we don't want. And we want to get that part here, so you can just cut this out for now. And you're gonna have to move this bar to that same area so that when it loops, it will start from here. So we want to make sure that this is a 8-bar loop. Since we cut off the beginning here, it's gonna start from 1.2. We want to make sure that it ends on 9.2. Just extend this here, and what we're gonna do with this is that we're going to warp this whole sample so you can end on right here. So to do this, we're going to insert a warp marker at the beginning here so that it can warp from here. Basically, warping means like we're gonna stretch the sample. Put one right here. Remove this one. This is not supposed to be here. Then we just move it to the 9.2 mark. Since we have this on loop, we can actually loop this. So let's see here if this is a perfect loop. I'm gonna start from here. We're gonna move this a bit more because there's a sound I don't like there. No, it's a bit too early. You know, it's a lot of trials and errors just so you can get the perfect loop. So you just gotta keep playing with the warp markers and with the time grid, and eventually you'll find the perfect loop. Okay, so let's say this is our perfect loop, and what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add drums. We're gonna add bass. So let's do some drums here. I always color code my drums in orange. And you can select this whole area and press Control-Shift-M for Windows, by the way. I don't know exactly what it is for Mac. So I have a drum kit that I called Lo-Fi Drums. This beat is kind of lo-fi and very chill. Not a heavy trap beat. The drum samples I got is from KK. She's a YouTuber producer. You can check her content out. She gave away these drum samples for lo-fi beats. Okay, so since I don't remember how I did the drums, I'm going to pull out the Ableton file where I had the whole song, and I can just explain from there. Pretty much, this was the drum beat I went for. I had the kick. The kick is over here. It's a C. I don't know why I named it C, but that's the kick. You got the snare. You got the hi-hats. I didn't put any claps, but I got some percussions too. So this is how it would sound like. So my thought process on making this drum loop is I kind of went with how the sample is. So like if I play it with the sample,
Tell me why I'm waiting for someone that couldn't give a fuck about me.
like this part here, I made it more busy because this is the part where Shiloh sings a bit more faster, right? They couldn't give a fuck about me. Like I made it more busy to just to like just so that it sounds well together, I guess. I always try to make it repetitive, but I also try to make some changes, notably on the fourth bar or on the eighth bar, because otherwise it would have sounded like this the whole way through. But by adding different variations like this, it makes it less boring. So the percussions have a reverb just to add some more atmosphere to it. For the bass, got the bass right here, and since the sample is in D major, I gotta conform to the scale. I use a rock electric bass preset from Ableton because the bass in these types of X song isn't really like super bassy. Like it's not an 808 bass, and it goes well with the chill vibe of the sample. So here's how it sounds like. Now I'm going to play the whole beat without the vocals together.
Tell me why I'm waiting for someone that couldn't give a fuck about me. No, you wanna.
At the beginning, I only played the sample, and I'm using a plugin called the Isotope Vinyl. This is a plugin that makes your sample sound more lo-fi. If you play with it, you'll get an effect here.
Tell me why
Yeah, this sound effect makes it sound more lo-fi. It sounds more thinner, less bassy. You just play around. It also has its own dust and scratch sounds, like its own vinyl sound kind of thing. The vinyl cracks. So yeah, without the plugin, it would sound like that normally.
Tell me why
And with it,
I'm waiting for someone.
I also wanted to have an effect of transition to the main beat. So I wanted to have the lo-fi sound of the sample turn into a more luscious sound. What I did is that I made an audio effect rack, and I put the lo-fi effect in it and bumped that to 0 dB. While the other effect that I have, that's supposed to be played during the beat, has reverb, and this thing's set at infinite dB. And I automated it right here, chain volume. It will go up. It's gonna go up at this point, the reverb, while the lo-fi effect will go down. So it's going to sound like this.
Couldn't give a fuck about me. No, you wouldn't.
You hear that transition? For the vocals, I had beginning, a rap verse. I tried to imitate XXXTentacion's rapping style. I myself am not a good rapper. I might be a bit offbeat, honestly, but I do try to like make it sound like it's X, and this is really what I'm aiming to do with this song, to just make a song that sounds like his. So yeah, you got a rap part here.
Tell me why I've been waiting. Tell me why I've been simping.
And had a bunch of vocal effects that I don't want to get too much in detail with. But just to sum it up, the vocal gets compressed, there's some effects, there's some reverb. I actually went a bit more faster here.
I got tired of all your goddamn hissing. I got tired of all the boys.
A bit more aggressive there. And then, just like in Jocelyn Flores, he sings with the sample. That would be this part.
Tell me why I'm waiting for someone.
It does sound a bit auto-tuney because I did use Melodyne to like pitch correct my vocals, because I'm not a good singer either. So yeah, so that's how I made the beat. If you want to check out the full beat, I have a link on my SoundCloud in the description, or I'll just link the video. There's the whole song in that video. Thanks for watching.